live on YouTube. We're going to be getting this thing rolling here in just a second. Shout out to my people over there coming in on YouTube. For my people that come in on YouTube, guys, make sure y'all go ahead and click that notification bell. Click that notification bell. Go ahead and share, like, and leave a comment for tonight's broadcast. If you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. To support Newstoter.com by becoming an actual member on the platform. It's on the actual screen on YouTube. And for my people that's up in the space, it's also in the actual Jumbotron as well. To the very first one on the right-hand side, you guys can support us by becoming an actual member of the actual platform. So shout out to you guys coming up in this space, man. Last night, if y'all missed the broadcast, very good broadcast. We had we covered the situation with Diddy as that situation was developing. It's still developing. Crazy situation, guys. If you missed that broadcast, go to YouTube, check it out. You can also check it out if you're on X. You can check out the actual space as well too. That's recorded as well too here on X. But that situation is still developing with Diddy, man. So we who knows? We may be doing another broadcast on that shortly as well too. So shout out, I know DJ's over there on YouTube as well too. Shout out to Governor. I see Governor up in the space as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna touch up on these articles, man. Like I said, we got 3 topics I want to dig into tonight. Of course, the situation with Candace Owens being fired by the Daily Wire. Damn, what the hell am I talking about? Being fired by the Daily Wire, and then she's been going on she's been on the Breakfast Club, Joe Budden podcast. I heard some of the one with the actual Breakfast Club, and Candace, everybody saying that she trying to have like the old dating game show, a change your heart. Now, she's colored, like that scene, like Tariq Nasheed was talking about, that famous scene on the actual sequel to Roots. The movie, the series Queen. Queen was the byproduct of a black slave and a white father, and she had the comfortable life and everything else. But when it hit the fan, after a while, those mulatto privileges that she had no longer worked. So she came down there with the black folks, and she was hungry. She's like, I was a nigger too. I was a nigger. So is Candace Owens having her nigger moment? Is she coming down to reality, or is Candace just doing what Candace do, trying to finesse and trying to get another bag right now as well too? So we touching up on all that. Shout out to Miss Nichols as well too, guys. Shout out to Thias. Let me go ahead. I want to touch up on the actual situation with this cop. Like I say, I don't know if y'all remember a few months ago, we did this broadcast on Megan Hall, the cop in Tennessee, and Megan Hall was having a sexual escapades with at least about 7 officers, co-workers. They were doing it at work. They were doing it away from work. They was having sex parties. They were having all kind of different things as well too. Well, Megan Hall came back and said, you know what? I was being pretty much preyed upon by my superiors. I was being groomed, and because of this and because of that, and I believe I said that in that space too, that she was going to come back, and she's come back and she said, you know what? All of this stuff happened to me. I'm the victim here. She was fired now for her part in it. She was fired for her part in it, as well as the cops that took part of it. But now she's going to walk away with a $500,000 lawsuit from the actual city. So let me go ahead and touch up on that. This is from one of our curation partners, Black Sports Online. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and share out the space. Shout out to Rira. I see you up in there as well too. Tennessee cop Megan Hall, who had oral relations with officers, get a whopping $500K after settling lawsuit. Like I said, this is from Black Sports Online, one of our curation partners. A cop gone wild case has taken an unexpected turn as Megan Hall is said to receive a whopping $500K after suing the city for alleged sexual grooming by her superiors. The twist, she was fired for engaging in intimate escapades with 7 officers. This scandalous situation has left many jaws dropped, eyebrows raised as a legal battle unfolds with claims of being preyed upon by those meant to uphold the law. This case shines a light on the darker side of authorities. Twiz, I'll go ahead and let you up while I'm covering this here. The gross settlement of $500K, the gross settlement of $500K awarded to Megan Hall serves as a landmark case in the legal realm. A substantial amount signifies acknowledgement of the wrongdoing and the impact it had on her life. She made shocking claims of being sexually groomed by her superiors. The scandal unfolded with allegations of sexual relationships and raunchy romps involving 7 officers. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 officers. 7 officers, guys. So, hold on one second. Hopefully, I'm about to knock me out. Let me get back in here. Okay, guys. For a second, I had kind of lost the space. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah. I had my phone had went blank for a second, so I'm back. I had went into the matrix. So
you're getting popular, man. They fucking with you like they've been fucking with everybody. They messing with you like they've been messing with everybody. Twitter Spaces, man. You're growing. That's growth.
Well, that's a good thing. So hopefully they won't mess with it too much, though. But let me go ahead and but I'm back. I'm out the matrix. I had temporary went, but let me go back. Okay. She made shocking claims.
Let me ask you a question. Do you turn your phone off once a day?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have to completely disempower your phone for at least 30 seconds to a minute, because we got all kind of people that be sliding in our phones that we don't know about. I'm sorry, y'all, I don't mean to interrupt you, or nothing, but I just had to help my uncle, man, because my uncle been getting scammed for a whole year. He didn't know nothing about it, all because he left his stuff on. We always have to turn your phone off at least 30 seconds every day to whoever's on your shit. You're going to block them out. It's going to take them at least an hour, probably another day to get back on it. That's why you always got to reboot your phone. That's all I want to say, Trotter.
All right. The gross settlement of $500K awarded to Megan Hall serves as a landmark case in the legal realm. This substantial amount signifies acknowledgement of the wrongdoing and the impact it had on her life. She made shocking claims of being sexually groomed by her superiors. A scandal unfolded with allegations of sexual relationships and raunchy romps, involving 7 officers. The case gained national attention when Hall, the original whistleblower, exposed the predator behavior within the police department. This revelation led to a series of investigations uncovering a web of intimate relationships and explicit activities. The $500,000 settlement includes court costs, attorney fees, and expenses paid out by the city's insurance. The Laverne board voted 3-1 at a special meeting in favor of settling the lawsuit. The agreement was negotiated between the attorneys representing the city and Hall. A statement from the board said the city denies any admission of liability and no taxpayer funds will be spent to settle this lawsuit. Laverne launched an internal inquiry late last year after a whistleblower came forward to report that a female cop, Megan Hall, was having intimate relationships with multiple male colleagues and even on police property. In the course of the investigation, it emerged that Hall was having sex with multiple fellow officers, including Officer Lewis Powell, and they had carried out sex acts while on duty. When interviewed in the investigation, Hall said she had played a game of Strip Uno in exchange exchanged foot fetish photos, and played out wife swapping sessions with fellow officers. During an interview about the affairs, Hall said, "I got stupid, I got desperate. I guess guys are guys and they will stick their D in anything." While discussing her affair with Paul, she said at one point they had carried out sex acts on police property. She said, "I just gave him a blowjob in the substation. Me and my husband were kind of on the verge of divorce, and I just cracked, and then it just kind of got out of hand." She filed her own lawsuit earlier this year, claiming that Sergeant Powell positioned himself as a reliable source of companionship and advice regarding Ms. Hall's career and her marriage. The lawsuit says Sergeant Powell persisted in requests for sex despite Ms. Hall's resistance. Eventually, Ms. Hall gave in to Sergeant Powell's request for sexual favors, but she said when she tried to stop Powell threatening the office self, the lawsuit reads, Sergeant Powell was crying and told Ms. Hall he drank an entire bottle of Jack Daniels whiskey. He threatened to do himself, told Ms. Hall, "You did this to me," and asserted that Ms. Hall was responsible for his imminent suicide. Hall said the sexual relationship with Powell is what led to other encounters involving officers. She also claimed in the suit that Police Chief Chip Davis was no better than his subordinates, inviting Hall on lunch dates, asking her to come into his office to dance with him, and questioning whether she preferred dark, white, or milk chocolate. In the latest lawsuit, Powell accuses Davis of instructing him to lie about his relationship with Hall during an investigation and denied that anything had occurred at all. Throughout the year 2022, Officer Hall slept around with a number of police officers, the lawsuit raised. The suit also claims that Hall had a mental breakdown, and a Laverne mayor, Jason Cole, found out that she had been sleeping with multiple officers and decided to get to the bottom of the situation and uncovered every juicy detail. The scandalous tale of Megan Hall and her roller coaster ride through the justice system is wild, from steamy sex romps to legal showdowns. This case has it all, but beyond the juicy details lies a crucial lesson. Workplace misconduct can have far-reaching consequences. It's a stark reminder that no one is above the law, not even those sworn to uphold it. So keep your nose clean. All righty. I see Governor's got his hand up. Go ahead, Governor. You got it. You low, Governor. You low.
I remember when you had this space a while ago, right? You had this space, and I was like, man, she gonna get paid, and it's well deserved because if you really think about it, she probably had medical conditions and shit. I mean, stuff. She probably had from childhood traumas and things like that. So all of that played into her so-called PTSD. So her sex act was looked at as trauma responses, and that's why they paid. I knew she was gonna get paid.
All right, appreciate that. I think most of us felt that the simple fact. I thought she was going to get paid simply because she was a white woman, and I knew she was going to come back and say, "Hey, they were doing this and they were doing that to me as well too." So that's not to say that she didn't have any issues, maybe mentally or whatever. But I also know when situations like this come up, and especially if there's a white woman involved, and there were, I think out of 7 guys, I think 3 or 4 of them might have been black as well too. So I just figured that, hey, once she went ahead and she started cracking some tears and everything else as well too, and then shortly after that story broke, then she started coming up saying, well, basically, I was pressured and this and that or whatever. Or I knew I knew the money was going to be cut. I mean, it had to be. That's just the way America is.
Yeah, but the other thing is, every white person, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Governor, you got your headset on?
Nah, man, I'm talking to the phone, but they got you can hear me. A lot of the people that you see walking around that you believe are normal, yeah, they on some type of behavioral medication at the end of the day. So they get diagnosed early, like childhood, with medical conditions. That's why one of the number one questions on any type of application is, do you have any behavioral issues or things like that? It's for that purpose. It's ADA. She got paid because, you know what I'm saying, ADA. And because, like you said, the go-to is, sexual misconduct. But yeah, that's all I have to say, bro.
And because she's white too. Let's not forget that as well too. And because she was white, that's the big thing right there as well too. So let's not leave that one out as well too. What's up, Ray? I see you up in here. You got it. Go ahead. Shout out to everybody up in the space, guys. Make sure y'all go ahead and tweet out the space as well too. Tweet out the space for those on YouTube. Share out the actual broadcast tonight. You got it, Ray.
I'm gonna keep it real short. She for the streets.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. See my girl Trouble down there. What's up? Fahima, what's up as well? Thias, what's up? DJ, I see you up in the space. That Negro, what's going on? Twizzle, you was up here and you must have dropped down, but if you want to speak, definitely go ahead and you can come on up here. Like, I'm gonna touch up on this Candace Owens thing as well too. DJ, what's up? You up in the space? DJ, you up here? Okay, DJ might be in the Matrix. I don't know.
What's up, everybody?
Okay. Shout out. Twiz, I saw you were up here. Did you want to say anything?
Don't you hate when you about to spill, people just freaking start calling your phone back to back to back. My apologies, man. But people, I had a phone call to people and not let me ignore. But yeah, the Candace Owens thing is something that we was always taught back in the game. It was all about selling out. You never shit on people, or excuse me. Damn, this Newstoter, I forgot. I gotta be in elementary school. No, I'm just being funny. But it was always said, you never forget where you come from, because if you do, you don't have to go back there. You better hope you don't burn your bridge, because if you burn your bridge, you're gonna have a hard time trying to get back across. And that's what's happening with the young lady right there. She done burnt her bridge, so now she's on bending knees as if she was boys to men, trying to get acceptance again. But that's not going to happen, because she failed to realize she married. She married outside. And once you go there, as you being a woman, you have to stay there. That's the Dr. John Henry Clark rule, the Muammar Gaddafi rule. If you go there, you stay there. If you can't stand on your square and be proud of who you are, you have to go there. And if you're doing it for love, love is an excuse. You know, Tina Turner said in the 80s, what love have to do with it? You know what I mean? If you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you like you. Excuse me, y'all. But I'm real passionate right now, because I was over there in Jake's space with that DJ dude, and he was crapping on the word black. And that's something that we can't crap on, because that's the only positivity that we have. That's our culture. That's our lineage. That's our legacy. As far as I can trace, I'm a student of history. And to the people here who know me, people who rock with me like Chief, and a few other people, I'm a student of nature. Nature is my religion, because man wrote everything, and history is written by the conquerors. And if you have to conquer somebody, I mean, you're not civil. But nature has been the same thousands and thousands of years. And one thing about nature is, I know every living thing on this planet has black skin. Why? Because that's how we absorb our energy from the sun. The most reflected color from the sun is green. And a long time ago, pure, we produced magnesium. So our skin tone was green. That's why when you see pictures of old Egyptians, you may see them green and red, because they was the original beings. And as us being the original beings here right now, when the atmosphere changed to where our blood stopped producing magnesium and start producing iron, that's when we became black. That's why you have that name, the Wasatians, the jet black kings. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to throw your room off or space off. I just want to let our family know and our people know, be proud of who we are, and don't let nobody throw you off your square. Because once they be able to move you an inch, they can move you further, then you lost everything. We are proud Black Americans who are fighting for our lives, our culture, and our being in this place, in this world. And I'm not finna let nobody throw me off. I'm not finna let nobody who I care about throw me off. And I'm not finna let no sellout who got a bag or a purse try to persuade us off. I'm not calling on names or disrespecting nobody, but y'all be proud of who we is. Because who we are is of nature. They say we're humans. What is the you? The you is the surface of the earth.
Let's not get too far, because I still yeah, I feel you now. I'm with you. I'm black. I'm black, and I'm proud too now. So man,
black first.
Yeah.
I just want to share with my peoples. I love my peoples, and without y'all, there's no me. So Newstoter, shout out to you, shout out to the co-host, and shout out to my peoples, man. I'm proud, and I'm standing on this square. Y'all have a good one. I'm about to listen.
All right, no problem, bro. If you want to speak, though, feel free to come back up here. I want to just
I'm angry right now, because when he was talking that crap, it just made me mad. But I didn't mean to come to your space with it. The Candace Owens thing, I want to ask a question.
Let me hit the article real quick, and then go ahead and get it in. Let me just go ahead and touch.
Just a quick question. Should we accept her? Did she bend the knee?
No, I wouldn't, but that's me personally. I don't think Candace Owens is the least bit I don't think Candace means anything. I think she's just trying to go ahead and rebrand herself, especially with the fallout with the Daily Wire. I don't think this woman cares about. She's shown a lot of vitriol towards Black Americans as well over the years as well too. So, but I'm gonna touch up on this, and then everybody that wants to speak, y'all definitely come on up here. We're gonna be talking about the comedian Godfrey as well too, and I want to get everybody's opinion on what Godfrey was saying when he was on the Shay Shay Club, Shay Shay, about the unity that he sees with other groups he was talking about the comedy stance, but then he mentioned other things as well too. He talked about the relationship with Africans and Black Americans and stuff like that as well too. So, let me touch up on this Candace Owens thing, and then, like I say, feel free, we can jump in and touch up on whatever topic that you guys want to. That's related to the actual conversation, of course. But Candace Owens, this is from the NBC News, says Candace Owens parts ways with Ben Shapiro's conservative news outlet, The Daily Wire. Of course, everybody already knows that. Why they parted ways or whatever. She started to get a little mouthy towards Israel, and Ben Shapiro, who doesn't believe in racism and all this other stuff, took offense to that because Ben Shapiro is Jewish. So there's no racism; it's only anti-Semitism. Far right commentator Candace Owens and conservative news outlet The Daily Wire have parted ways. The rumors are true. I'm finally free, Owens wrote Friday on X. There will be many announcements in the weeks to come. Her post came shortly after Daily Wire co-founder Jeremy Boring announced the split on X, writing that the Daily Wire and Candace Owens have ended their relationship. It's unclear exactly what led to Owens and the Daily Wire, which was co-founded by Ben Shapiro, ending their partnership. Owens was among the company's most recognizable and followed personalities, making appearances on Fox News, InfoWars. Owens is also in the midst of a tour with Turning Point USA, a conservative organization that has recently gained power in the Republican Party. The Daily Wire did not immediately respond to requests for a comment. A representative for Owens says she would have more information about her next venture soon. Owens has been a controversial, outspoken figure in right-wing media and has been known to share conspiracy theories. She also publicly clashed with Shapiro on X in the wake of the October 7 Hamas attack on Israel. Owens has been one of the few far-right pundits who has been openly critical of Israel's handling of the war in Gaza. Critics of Owens said that she has helped to spread anti-Semitism. In an X post on November 13, Owens wrote, "No one can serve two masters," and ended her post by writing, "You cannot serve both God and money." Shapiro reposted Owens saying, "Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit." Owens then claimed Shapiro had been acting unprofessional and emotionally unhinged for weeks, and went on to say Shapiro crossed a certain line. "When you come from a scripture and read yourself into it, I will not tolerate it." The Daily Wire was founded by Shapiro and Boring. The company calls itself one of America's fastest growing media companies and counterculture outlets for news, opinion, and entertainment that is part of the right of center media landscape. Owens joined the company in 2021. In addition to her escalating feud with Shapiro, Owens recently spread unsubstantial claims that the French president's wife is a transgender woman. After looking into this, I will stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Brigitte Macron is in fact a man, she previously claimed in a post on X. The French president addressed a claim about his wife earlier this month, according to the New York Post. "The worst thing is the false information and fabricated scenarios," Macron reportedly said. "People eventually believe them and disturb you even in your intimacy." So yeah, Candace be saying a lot of conspiracy type things as well too. Oh boy, I see we got Brother Moku up here as well too. So shout out to Brother Moku. What to start with Candace? What to start? Now Candace, I heard some of that interview. She was on the Breakfast Club. I didn't catch the one with Joe Budden, his podcast. But she started saying all this stuff that the reason that she said a lot of these things and this and that or whatever is because she just basically wanted the best for Black people. I never said racism didn't exist or anything like that. She was doing a lot of what they say explaining, a lot of things that, she took pride in and everything else before. Now it was like, hey, she didn't know exactly what people were talking about. She's talking about racism and this and that or whatever. I mean, she really steered clear for it for the most part. So I find that fascinating, that she's actually saying this stuff right here now. But then again, she's out of work and she's looking for a new lifeline. She knows that Black Americans, for the most part, are not gonna roll with it. But the simple fact that, like I said, a lot of the actual stuff, the rhetoric she was saying over the years, the rhetoric just was against anything. Like, she kind of reminds me of Charles Barkley to a certain degree. Of course, Charles Barkley's not quite the tool that she is, because he's on TV and he has to even be careful what he says. Charles Barkley rarely goes against anything that white America believes in. Like, rarely do you see if you see something happen, some kind of injustice, he kind of veers away. And she's the same way, that way as well too. No matter how many people, how many black men or kids were gunned down or whatever, she never ever finds fault with it. So I do find it somewhat fascinating that all of a sudden Candace Owens is looking at Black Americans. Like, she's going to Breakfast Club, she's going to Joe Budden or whatever. She's going to these black media outlets or black media channels, trying to get her point across, trying to basically say, hey, yeah, I'm just like you and this and that or whatever. She was even, and I found a crazy thing, because I remember that post she had years ago about, basically that if racism was so bad, and how come Black Caribbeans come over here and outperform Black Americans. Now, I found it funny that she could say that, but then when she was on the actual, she was on the Breakfast Club, she started talking about all the great things that we as Black people do. She didn't say that all the great things that Black Americans do or Black Caribbeans do, because before she had no issue separating the two of them. She had no issue letting us know that, hey, you know what, the Black Caribbeans come over here and they outperform Black people. But then she wanted to say, well, our music and our culture and our this and our that. Now it's our. Now it's our. Before it was about, hey, you know what I'm saying? You were proud to be Caribbean, which I have no issue with. But now it's all about our music, our culture, our this, our that. So where's all this our stuff coming from? Because before you weren't talking about us like that in unison. All of a sudden now, after the Daily Wire and cut ties with you, it's all about us. Of course, I know she said that she's going to support Trump. So, hey, whoever she wants to vote for, I could care less. If she's going to vote for Trump, Biden, whoever, whatever, that's her business. But I just find it fascinating that all of a sudden Candace Owens is about us as a people. You were never about us before as a people. Now you're all about us. So very, very, very fascinating. Like I said, she's going from Black podcast to Black podcast. I wonder if she's going to go to any other Black podcast as well, too. It'll be very interesting to see. I see we got Brother Moku up here. Brother Moku, if you want to speak, feel free. America's First Rifleman, you're up here as well, too. So we got you guys up here. Do one of you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, I'll just say that, look, I'm not going to do Diaspora wars and all that stuff. The fact remains that Black Americans, as a collective, we're underachieving and we are doing very badly. And so I just say it's not anti-Black or, punching down or making Black Americans look bad when literally we are doing very bad as a collective. So I don't know why people get all perturbed and, want to get mad at Africans or people from the Caribbean when they say something where they talk out the left side of their mouth or something, which is fine. I don't know why people get all mad. That just shows me the level of, I guess hit dog holler. Like we ain't got nothing to offer, man. Like, let's just be honest. And y'all talk about how bad Candace Owens is. It's like, look, instead of attacking her, attack what she actually tries to tell us. She literally says Black people build families together, whether she has a white husband or not. Advice she gives to just regular, normal, everyday Black people in America, people need to take some of that advice. But we vote Democrat and we talk about how bad the white man is every day, and you see what the results are. So that's it. Just keep talking about how racist people are, and we're 25 years from now, it's gonna be even worse. So
hey, real quick,
I like coming on here just to remind you Negroes, we aren't all afraid of the white man talking about what they done did. I can go read a history book and see how we were brutalized, but I'm trying to make sure Black people make it into the next century. So keep crying about the white man now, and Caribbeans and Africans.
You sound like you crying right now, my boy. You sound like you whining and crying right now. Yeah, you. Wait, hold on, Pressure. Hold on. I'll let you get it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you come up here now. First off, Black people in this country are doing better than Candace Owens people from where she originates from. Point blank. Black people in this country do better than all of the Black people in the diaspora worldwide. Okay, so name whatever country that you guys want to talk about in the diaspora, put their income, put their education, put their literacy rates, put their life expectancy rates, put all of that into, and I'm not talking about taking 100,000 people that migrated over here and say, well, I'm gonna take the top 100,000 and compare them to 45, 50 million. But take note, if you want to go ahead and do that, take the 40 some odd million black people in this country and compare them to the ones in the Bahamas, in Puerto Rico, in Jamaica, in Brazil, in Nigeria, and see who has a better income. See who has a higher income, higher education, more literacy rate, a better quality of life, and all of that as well too. So the information and everything that Candace Owens is saying, she should go ahead and she should share that with some of the actual people from where she actually comes from as well too. So let's get out of this lie too also about building families. Black people say it all the time. Black people know that, hey, you would do better by having a mother and a father in the household. You do better by having two incomes. But let's go back into history, because this is something that white folks love to talk about too. And I'm glad you came in here with the vitriol that you came in here with, because up until the 1970s, you had 70 to 80, and depending on whatever, 90% of black fathers in the household. Since you had all these black fathers in the household that was working and everything else, the family structure was intact. Why was the poverty rates so high, especially in the South, when you had these black daddies in there taking care of their children? Okay, that's what I thought, buddy. Go ahead and disconnect. That's what I thought. This person here, I doubt seriously that this person's even a black American himself up here running his mouth as well too. But you had black fathers in the house all this time, and black people were the poorest people in this country. So don't give me this, that, and that's one thing that white folks love to say. Well, if your black daddy was just there taking care of you, you'd be better. Well, there was a bunch of black fathers in the house, and the poverty rate was out of this world here. I know everybody wants to say, well, when we were segregated, you had a lot of black people, especially here in the South, living in little shacks and everything else that was barely making it. With the black daddy, with the black mama, with the grandmama, with the granddaddy, with the kids all underneath one roof. So while this troll came in here to come up here and talk about Candace Owens, and then he left because he couldn't say anything else, this is the kind of talking point that a lot of these folks have right here. So yeah, Candace Owens, she may be a goddess to you, but to us, she's just another woman that's trying to rebrand herself and trying to get paid. So you can spare us with all of that. And like I said, for anybody sitting up here and you want to do a comparison and a side by side of achievements and wealth and education and literacy, you ain't finna play that game with us. You're not finna come in here and compare 100, 200,000 people, 500,000 people to 40, 50 million people. No, what you're gonna do is you're gonna compare where you come from in the diaspora to black people over here. Okay, we're gonna play that game right there, and we're gonna see who's the most successful. Let me go ahead and get to Ray. Go ahead and unmute your mic, Ray. And Pressure, if you want to speak, Professor, I see you up here. You want to speak too? Go ahead and raise your hand, guys. We got y'all.
What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna be real quick. I was just gonna respond to the person that left because it's always brought up about things that Candace Owens says, building black families, et cetera, which is true. But at the same time, do you understand how much of a hypocrite it makes you look like to sit around telling us how we need to build black families when you're not even married to someone black yourself?
And not only that, Ray, like I said, for all the mumbo jumbo people want to talk about, in the 1800s, as soon as black people came out of slavery, they had their family and everything intact. Now you want to play this game where the Democrats gave you welfare and your black daddies ran out and they abandoned your black mammies and all this other stuff. Before welfare was ever even a major thing in the black community, since just having a father in the house means that, hey, everything is going to be great. Tell me, why did you have black people living a substandard way of life in this country, since having a black daddy meant everything in the world? Okay, that's something that white people come with and try to go ahead and excuse themselves or everything else like that. Well, just if you had a black father, if your daddy didn't leave you, well, hell, it's black men out there that's not with the actual mothers of their kids and still taking care of their kids. So let's stop this game. And let's not even talk about who leads the league and divorces and everything else and separations and all that other stuff as well, too. So let me go ahead and get to Professor. Go ahead, Professor. I see you up in the space. What's going on?
Yeah, how you doing, Newstoter?
What's up, Professor?
Yeah, man, good to be up in here, man. And this is a very good topic, man. Candace Owens.
Check the Jumbotron in the purple chat real quick. Hey, USA First Rifleman, get your ass back in here, bro. You about to get clowned.
Oh man, that was a white man, y'all. I was listening to him talk, man. I said, man, this dude is not black. But see, this is what they do.
Nah, Professor, getting the Jumbotron, getting the purple chat.
I think he was a black man, Professor. I just think he was a black man, just a Tom.
I'm trying to tell y'all something.
Okay.
Oh, you say getting a Jumbotron? Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna check it. Hey, but Candace Owens, y'all. I personally just can't stand Candace Owens because you are this type of sister that love to come after black men and downgrade black men, and then you're gonna get on the media on these different shows, different talk shows to talk about what we need to do, but yet here you are married to one of them, the enemy. And see, we see a lot of these folks do this type of stuff. They talk about black issues, black causes, but they all married to somebody that is considered an enemy. And I just don't understand how these people can talk about black issues and then come around with their so-called white spouses and just try to put down your people, talking about your people should do this and do that. How you gonna do that? How you gonna tell us what we should be doing when you over here with this person?
That's how you know he a tether, because he kept saying your people.
Yeah, I mean these people are killing me, man. They come with this stuff all the time about what we ought to be doing, but yet they got somebody of a different race. And I'm sorry, y'all. I think I have said this in Newstoter spaces before, and other spaces. I just don't think if you married to somebody of another race that you can really come into spaces or any other area of black people and tell black people how they should be living. Now, y'all tell me if I'm wrong in saying that, but this is just my feelings. If you're married to the enemy or the so-called oppressor, you can't come and tell black people anything. Candace Owens, I'm sorry, I can't listen to anything you say. I don't think you have a dog in this fight. I think you have sold your soul to the devil. That goes for that other coon out there, Larry, what's his name?
Elder. Larry Elder?
Thomas Hall.
Talk about Larry Elder.
Yeah, Larry Elder, the one that ran for governor in was it California? I think he ran for
Yeah, California.
Yeah. So these folks are selling themselves out, y'all, and they don't really care about black issues. These folks are only about getting the money. So I'm not going to listen to anything that anybody from that conservative side tell me when I know they're married to white people that don't give a damn. Excuse my French, y'all. I know we don't supposed to be doing this in the space, but
you could say damn. I mean, it's all other stuff we talking about, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, like Clarence Thomas, his wife. See what I'm saying? This woman was proven to be a part of a white supremacy organization, yet here's Clarence Thomas always speaking on black issues. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. We can't have these people coming around us. And they sold themselves to the highest bidder. They sold themselves to the devil. So therefore, I'm going to land my plane there. And family, it's good to see y'all again tonight. As always, Newstoter, man, thank you for these topics, man. Thanks for keeping the community informed. DJ, keep doing what you're doing, brother. And Ray, man, Black Pressure. I know I saw Trouble up in here somewhere. I know she be making trouble. And I was looking for Rilla, but I don't see Rilla up in here. So
definitely, it's always good to hear from you, Professor. Because I want to touch up on what you say, but let me let Brother Moku go ahead and get the microphone as well too. So, Brother Moku, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say what's up to everybody in the space. Definitely, Professor, I hit you in the DM because I was definitely trying to get in contact with you like probably about a week ago. So I'm glad you're back on the scene. And yeah, just check your DM.
Okay, I will. Good to hear from you, man.
Go ahead, DJ. You got it. And any we got some of our other people up here as well too. If anybody else wants to come up here and speak as well too, and I want to touch up guys on the Godfrey as well too. What's your opinion about Godfrey saying the thing? Because Godfrey was on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay, and he was speaking about comedians, and he was talking about basically how white comedians do as compared to black comedians, and he did give credit to Nick Cannon and I believe Cat Williams, for taking care of their people and stuff like that. But he was basically saying as black people, I guess we don't seem to stick together in terms of unity, and the fact that you had comedians airing out differences in public and everything else as well too. He was saying that basically he sat down one time and it was somebody, I don't know, somebody was a drug dealer or whatever, and they said, you know what? And they were acknowledging the creativity of black people, like, hey, y'all are the most copy people and this and that or whatever in the world. But he was saying that, hey, the one thing that y'all don't have, you don't have is basically is unity. That is easy to break you up. So he was mentioning that, and I posted that video, and a lot of people agreed with what Godfrey said, and other people felt that, hey, Godfrey was African and Nigerian, and he couldn't speak on it. So I want to get people's opinion about Godfrey. Was Godfrey correct talking about the unity issue amongst black people? Is Godfrey allowed to speak on it because Godfrey is Nigerian? But now Godfrey, a lot of our folks consider him to be a rider, and they consider him to be an ally as well too. And Godfrey considers himself, even though he's Nigerian, he considers himself, almost, to be Black American. But I just want to get everybody's opinion on that as well too, because Godfrey was talking about the situation because, Shannon Sharp made a joke. He's like, yeah, Africans don't like us. And he's like, well, that's not true. And then he was like, well, there are some Africans that don't like us, don't like Black Americans, and they talk about Black Americans and this and that. But even he acknowledged the actual impact that Black Americans have worldwide and stuff like that. So I want to get everybody's opinion, because even when I was mentioning Candace Owens, you'll start hearing people like, you'll hear Candace Owens and even Godfrey, which I have no issue with Godfrey, but on that end, Godfrey was like, when they talk about the actual people want Black culture and this and that or whatever, and all this other stuff like that, they kind of say we or us. They include themselves as well too. So I just want to get everybody's opinion about that as well too. Go ahead. And anybody up here that wants to speak, FBA Trey, I see you up here. Pressure, of course, to raise your hand if you want to speak. I know you might be busy. Let me go ahead and get the FBA Trey, and then Ray, I'll get back to you.
Appreciate it, man. What's up, Newstoter?
What's up?
Man, cool, man. With Godfrey, man, I feel like some people are trying to make problems out of that. As far as a motherfucker who speaks for us.
Well, language. Watch your language, but go ahead.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, Godfrey, he clearly listens to the conversations, the FBA, and I'll listen to his podcast. Godfrey is a true ally in the sense that, he knows what it is. He understands his position as an African immigrant. But unlike most African immigrants, Godfrey is one of those African immigrants who was here before the 2000s. Godfrey is 45 years old and born and raised in America. So Godfrey has that experience that most Black Americans that age have. He was born before she was. I'm sorry. He was born before times got sweet. When there was still overt racism out there. So Godfrey has somewhat of a bitterness towards anti-Black racism in America, and you see that in almost every podcast he's in. He's always speaking against it. Now, that's not to say that he's perfect or anything like that. Like all people, he might slip up and say something. He might have to grow or something like that. But as far as a dude who speaks up for foundational Black Americans, our plight, our call, he's not one of us. and who respects the lane that he's in as a person who's not one of us but is an adjacent, Godfrey's the best. Man, I mean, he even taught me stuff about America, Black American history, just because that's, he's been in this culture, since the 70s. He was born and raised here. So I don't take nothing from God, and I think people are just trying to find something wrong with him just to have something to talk about. But I don't think it's necessary, and I think that's crazy for real, because I mean he should be the model. I think many people who want to be allies should, kind of model themselves after, if that's the case. But I land on that.
All right, appreciate that, FBA Trey. Appreciate that as well, Miss Cleo. I'm trying to get you up here, sweetie. I don't know if you may have an issue with your phone, but I approved you to come up here. So if you want to come up here and speak, by all means, we go ahead and get you on up here. Let me go ahead and get to my girl, Jess Cakes. Jess Cakes, go ahead and unmute your mic. I know you got the little one, so I got to get you in when I can.
Hey, I got help tonight. Okay. He downstairs with his
dad. Free night then.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get in where I fit in. But as far as Godfrey and stuff like that, I agree with a lot of things the last person said. But as far as at the end of the day, Godfrey is still African. Whether he a rather, whether he understands everything else, like we can have people that understand our plight or our ally and stuff like that, but you got to understand those people are still on the outside. Those are not in the inner circle, because that's what we got away from ourselves to begin with, inviting everybody into our inner circle just because they act cool or say the right thing at the right time at the right moment. So I still feel like we really need to gatekeep. I can appreciate Godfrey's candor and his honesty. But he's still, at the end of the day, he still is an African and stuff like that. And ally or not, I will treat him accordingly, which is, I'll treat him with respect and everything else. I'm not going to treat him funny, but he's an African. He's not a Black American. The other thing is, as far as Candace Owens, Dr. Umar said something that always stuck out to me, right? Dr. Umar said, don't let the oppressor in your heaven, okay? And it just sticks, it just spoke to my soul. Like, anytime any of those pale people or whatever, I just hear Dr. Umar in my head, like, don't let the oppressor in your heaven. So as far as Candace Owens, I think that she's a well-spoken person, but I feel like she's done too much, okay? Like everybody else has said, she happened negative with Black Americans. How do you excuse? Anytime you give a G or a G pass pretty much to people executing Black people, you are beyond appeal. You are beyond repair. So as intelligent as she sounds sometimes, what she's done is unforgivable. And we need to get to the point where we don't have to forgive everything. The same way we don't gotta forgive Black people, we ain't gotta forgive white people. And Candace Owens is white people's Black person. And I'll let it there. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jess Cakes. Let me ask you something real quick, Jess Cakes. I'm gonna kick it to Ray. Now, Godfrey, like FBA Trey said, he's been here a long time. And of course, we're not talking about him leading anything like that as well, too. But we could consider him a valuable ally, right?
Yeah, he's an ally, but don't mean he's in the inner circle. I mean, there's levels to it.
Oh no, he's not in the inner circle. But I'm just saying that he's somebody that we could forge a relationship with. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's just like them distant cousins and stuff like that. It ain't the same type of relationship I have with my brother. Like Africans been coming here since the 60s or however long, and even though they've been here a long time, they've been off code. Or you'll have people that's on code, but they'll give birth to people that's off code. So I'm not going to split hairs to what's what. But as far as Godfrey, he cool, but he still ain't us. That's just how I look at it.
No problem, no problem. Let me go ahead. I got my man Original up here in the co-host spot as well too. I'm gonna kick it to Ray, and then Original, if you want to touch up on something, go ahead after Ray, and I get to you. Go ahead, Ray. You there, Ray? Oh, okay. You want to? Oh, because I didn't see you. You having a problem with you putting your hands up? I know you be having an issue sometimes with the hand.
Yeah, I can't put my hand up. I can't put my hand up.
Okay, well, go ahead, because Ray disconnected. But go ahead for him. It sound like your phone might be getting ready to break up.
I didn't want to jump in front of anyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Okay, basically, I didn't hear the other person who had made those cards.
Okay, you are breaking up some, Fahima, so you may want to drop down and then come right back up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, he sounded like a white person, and what some of these white people that come in to try to lecture black people tend to often say. I didn't hear everything he said, but I did put in the timeline a study that the CDC did that showed that black men have a greater relationship with their children more so than any other ethnic or racial group. And I put that in the timeline. This was a study that was done by the CDC. The other thing I want to say, Candace Owens is simply attempting to rebrand herself. She saw the handwriting on the wall, and that's why she went to the Breakfast Club. She's simply trying to rebrand herself and monetize herself. You know, she was the Svengali in the situation with Kanye West, because if you watch when he was on TMZ, she was there. When Kanye West was slobbering all over Donald Trump at the White House, she was there. And of course, she was behind that White Lives Matter t-shirt thing. And also when he was talking this craziness about George Floyd, it was based upon some nonsense she did in a film. And the last thing, Godfrey is not an immigrant. Godfrey is an American citizen. His parents are immigrants. He was born and raised in this country, and his parents are immigrants. So he's not a newcomer and just come here. People don't want to identify religion, and that's their prerogative, but he's an American citizen who's born in this country, and his parents are immigrants. And I will land there.
Yeah, we know he's a first generation American. We know that he's not an actual immigrant. He was born here in the country, and I think FBA Trey also mentioned that as well too. But not.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. But
well, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick, Fahima. But he is, and Godfrey will tell you himself that he is Nigerian.
I didn't say he wasn't. He's of Nigerian ancestry. I didn't say he wasn't, but I'm saying there were a few people that said that he was an immigrant. Maybe they didn't mean it, but I did hear a few people in the commentary say he was an immigrant. And he, as you indicated, yes, he's a Nigerian. His parents are Nigerian. He identifies the Nigerian culture, but he's an American citizen born and raised in Chicago. He's born in this country, and he's not an immigrant.
All right. Thank you, Fahima. Let me go ahead. Miss Ray, let me get Miss Cleo in because Miss Cleopatra, because I know she's having some issues. Miss Cleopatra, go ahead and speak. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I want to say just a couple of quick thoughts. I don't consider Godfrey an ally. I know Fahima, she got some issues, whatever. I have posted, I have written, and I've not threatened anyone, haven't cussed anyone out, enough information to give the ADOS community and anyone who's an ally why we need to be concerned about how Black immigrants move in this country. But I've gotten a lot of pushback, and I've gotten a lot of dismiss from even Black immigrants. And it has led me to the place where if you are dismissive of what we're saying, then I hope someone is dismissive of you, dismissive of your children, or anything that is important to you. Nothing that I've written couldn't be share with the masses. There's nothing in there about harming anyone. But there is something. I don't care if he was born here. I don't care if he got here yesterday. I want to say this too to all. It is very disrespectful. It is very upsetting to know that we have some of the descendants of the children from Africa who sold our ancestors into slavery. Because Bahima, over here, we're taught to take white people to task on everything. They look at you wrong. Take them to task. They don't let you do something. Take them to task. Take them to task on everything. I was with I don't know where she was from. There was a white guy involved. He really wasn't doing anything wrong. I pulled the sister to the side and I told her, don't you ever bring me in no nonsense accusing him of doing anything wrong. He asked you not to do something that you shouldn't have been doing. She want to speak Jesus this, Jesus that. No. I told her, I don't know who she was, don't you ever do that to me again. Because what he was asking you not to do was nothing that big, and you've been out of order. And every time you come in here, you show your ass. You show yourself. So what are you saying? Black immigrants, we can't take you to task. We can't take first and second generations to task. The NAACP, the Urban League should have shut some of you down a long time ago. Some people have said some egregious things, but then you'll say, wait a minute, Kanye married a white woman. What you talking about? Didn't Kevin Hart say dark-skinned women are ugly? And he did. And someone was up here talking about can't listen to people who marry white people. Well, you know what? There's a list out here of Black American men who have said egregious things about Black women. And it's a list where people said ban these. And some of these people are performers. You know, so we have our issues over here. And also, too, I would say this to News Order, to the host. I know I posted things, you know, like on your YouTube page, and I know it's kind of hard, whatever. But the reason why and you have taken some of it down, but the reason why I go so hard is because we don't understand tribalism.
I didn't take anything down off the YouTube page.
Oh well, look, because I had posted some stuff, and it looked like, you know,
on a YouTube page.
Yeah, how it was like how Black immigrants handle immigration.
No, I didn't take it. No, I didn't take anything down, sweetie.
Oh well, I don't know. It was removed. So you know,
talking about YouTube comments. You're talking about YouTube comments. That's YouTube, not us.
Yeah, that's fine. But as I wrap up what I'm saying, we don't understand race here. We don't understand tribalism, and the some of us that do are becoming upset and becoming angry. How can you, as a Nigerian, be accessing affirmative action? No one's supposed to say anything about it. You and some of you, not all of them. I mean, come on. If you've lived in this country, you've never had a positive.
We lost you, Miss Cleo. You there? Miss Cleopatra, you there?
People want to come over here from other places and tell us what to do. And it's egregious. It's very egregious. It's diabolical and it's bold. So I say that if there's something that you as an ADOS person want to do, you better step up your game, because you have people like this lady right here, Godfrey, Lovey, and all these other folks. Acorn, his nasty remarks. So I'm going to land my plane right there. Be glad I'm not a queen, because, you know, heads would be rolling.
Miss Cleopatra, hold on real quick, Fahima. Miss Cleopatra, let me ask you something real quick. So you say you say Godfrey, you couldn't consider him to be an ally?
I have no tolerance for men who make egregious statements about Black women. He made some nasty comments about American Black women. I'm done. I appreciate what Kevin Hart did for Monique. But Kevin Hart, if you punch a Black woman in the face, she can do this. A dark-skinned woman. I'm not dealing with y'all on that. I don't care what. You're not going to excuse. I'm not going to excuse that. I've had enough of it. And this is the stuff that Black immigrants will say. I know this Nigerian girl, we go back and forth. And we go at it on Instagram. And guess what? She want to turn around and say, well, you sending me clips of Antonio Moore. He ain't married none of y'all. Okay? Well, you know what? Look at what happened to Portia Williams when she married a Nigerian. Maybe Antonio Moore can get her out of prison. Let's be clear about what's going on. All that stuff at the border, I guarantee you, I bet the life of a child I never had that Black American women helping some of these immigrants get in this country illegally. Let the FBI get involved. Folks gonna get locked up. You gonna wish the ADO's Advocacy Foundation had an organization, because some people like they can't stand me, but then they invite me into their little private circles. I just be giving intel. I don't say nothing because I know if I say something, folks gonna get mad. But you will tell me out there in California, some of those women ain't ADOS aiding and abetting these folks. They don't know who they bringing into this country. Out in Texas, oh, definitely. When the Nigerians are, let the FBI get involved. There gonna be some ADOS women getting locked up, and they're gonna wish Antonio Moore could help them or the ADOS Foundation. So no, when you trash Black women, Black American women, in particular, all Black women are beautiful. I don't have issues with African women or Caribbean women. But when you do us like that, boy, bye. I don't hear nothing else you got to say.
Well, I see Polo Styles on YouTube is saying that he's basically saying that Godfrey made disparaging things. He said disparaging things about Black American men and women. I'll be honest, I haven't heard that before. I didn't know that. So, this is the first time I've heard that. So from you saying it, Miss Cleopatra, to Polo Styles on YouTube, I haven't heard that before. So I just want to say that real quick. Fahima, I know you want to respond, and I'm going to get to Ray.
Yeah, well, I have no idea what Miss Patrick is talking about. What I will say is this:
you sound like you're in the Matrix. You sound like you're in the Matrix, Fahima. Fahima.
Speaker, can you hear me now?
I can hear you better now.
Yeah, my hand was over my speaker. I have no idea what Miss Cleopatra. I didn't understand a lot of stuff she said, but I too have issues with what Godfrey has said. With the lady with the brick lady, he didn't make disparaging. I haven't heard him make disparaging remarks about any particular, but he has called women bees, and particularly the brick lady. I didn't appreciate the disparaging things he said about him. He said about her. So I have my own issues with Godfrey. But I reiterate, Godfrey is not an immigrant. He didn't come over here. He is the children. He's the child of an immigrant. And I've heard people repeatedly refer to him as an immigrant. I'm just stating the facts. But I have my own issues with Godfrey, particularly his use. I have an issue with any man that calls women the B word. And he didn't particularly call, quote-unquote, Black American women the B word. He called a Black woman a B word, and that's problematic for me. And that's my problem that I have with Godfrey. And I guess I'll just land there.
And can I say one more quick thing?
Yeah, real quick.
I got invited to a Pan-African church. They were in there trashing Black Americans. I said, wait a minute. And you know what? I was like, okay, let me go because I'm an investigator. I'm going to investigate. You invite me somewhere, I'm going. The preacher was Nigerian. And in those types of environment, you don't go up there and make a scene. But guess what? They're going to hear from Miss Bell, and I'm going to leave it at that. They're going to hear from me about that.
All right. Yeah.
African church, whatever.
All right. Thank you, Miss Cleopatra. Let me go ahead and get to Ray, and then we'll get to Original and Just Cakes as well, too. Go ahead, Ray.
Just wanted to speak on something that you mentioned a little earlier. When you talk about Black people not really wanting to receive criticism, I don't really believe that's true. I'll speak for myself. I'm only speaking for Ray here. I don't mind receiving criticism, but in the case of Candace Owens, who in their right mind is going to want to listen to anything you have to say when you're not even living up to the things that you're putting out? I don't feel like we really have a problem listening to people, but you at least got to be real. I can't go around telling someone about, marrying Black women if I'm not married to a Black woman. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't know, maybe depending on how you want to look at the situation with Godfrey, the great Paul Mooney has said this: if you have an African zebra and you take that zebra and you put it in Canada, that doesn't make it a Canadian zebra. In this case for Godfrey, that would just make him a first generation immigrant.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Original, let me get Just Cakes up here real quick because she got the little one, and I'm going to get to you, Original. Go ahead, Just Cakes.
I agree 100% with Ray, but it's a testament to your space, the fact that you got different viewpoints as far as you got the Penny up in here and the ADOS, FBA, and everything else. So shout out to you, Newstoter, for just the diverse group of speakers that you do have up in here. Ray's absolutely right. So Tima want to hammer that point home that he's not an immigrant, that he was born here and stuff like that. I just want to say that let's just be cautious not to turn this into our own personal soapbox for our own personal points. We all here to speak and to listen. So whether you're a Pan-African that's lived in America and not in Africa, or ADOS, or wherever you stand at with your points, just keep in mind that we don't want to turn it into our own personal soapbox. So I'll just land it there. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Just Cakes. Last night, guys, we got a couple people to sign up and create memberships on the actual Newstoter.com website platforms. We got that up in the Jumbotron on the right-hand side. It takes less than a minute to create an account, guys. You can support us for as little as $1.75 per month, or as little as $1.75 per month. Let's see if we can get a couple people in the Twitter space and the actual YouTube channel to become members of Newstoter.com platform. If you're on YouTube, guys, you can see it on the screen. The link, it shows you the Newstoter.com customer. Click that and become a actual member. For those here on X, it's up in the Jumbotron on the far right hand side. For those that can support us on Cash App, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, Black American news media curation platform today in America. Once again, $Newstoter, $Newstoter. For those that do not have Cash App, we have the Venmo and PayPal up in the Jumbotron, and we also have the Venmo and PayPal in the description over there on YouTube. But we're definitely trying to go ahead and get new members to the platform. So definitely, for those that can sign up for as little as $1.75 a month, you can support your very own Black media. So let me go ahead and get to Original, and then I'm gonna get to you, Professor, as well. And any other people that want to come up and speak, guys. K and C, I see you up here. If you want to speak, just raise your hand and we'll get to you as well too. But go ahead, Original.
Yeah, greetings, everybody. Peace, Black power, and lineage-based reparation. You know, this whole issue with Godfrey. See, when I first heard Godfrey, you know, he sounded cool. I mean, he was telling us about how what the Nigerians were saying about us, calling us Akadas, and I thought, I said, oh, okay, at least he telling the truth. He's letting us know what these people think of us or what they don't think of us. And so then it was like out of the blue, he started bashing Black folks for whatever reason. And I'm like, okay, so where is this coming from? You know? And so after that, you know, I said, okay, well, his true nature has come out. And so he's letting us know exactly that he is not any different than those other ones that are, whether they be born in Africa or born here, because he still is an immigrant. He is not one of us. Because when I saw him on Shay Shay, somebody had wrote something. It was this brother, he said that he had been going back and forth with this Nigerian. And then at the end, he said, and it was Godfrey, that this person was saying all these derogatory things about Black people. I mean, because my main issue is this. If these Nigerians and other Africans, if they are so great and they got it going on so well, why are they over here? And why do they flee their homeland and come over here? You know, see, I didn't have any issue. I mean, and just like when the sister mentioned Kevin Hart, I wouldn't support anything that Kevin Hart does. It was several years ago, he came out and he said that he would not do any any gay jokes, but it's open season on black women. Hold the hell up. Why are you going out here attacking black women? But you can't speak nothing about the alphabet? That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy as all get up. And then he still ended up getting attacked by them. See, that's what you get when you attack black women. See, that ancestral spirit come back and slap you upside the head. Because see, he had said he always wanted to do the Oscars. And that was just one of his childhood dreams, was to be on the Oscars. Well, you see what happened. They came and got your butt, and you didn't make it there. That's because you went after black women, but you didn't go after them. And I'm happy that happened to you. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel anything for you, because when you come out and attack us, but you're going to say that, but you're not going to say anything about this particular demographic. I don't have any respect for you at that point. I mean, that's just crazy. But I think some of these people, especially these black immigrants, they need to understand, because I just got information from a sister. I was in a space on Sunday, and she had some information in this book that was written by Shirley Chisholm. And see, what these people don't understand is that how white supremacy works. It's the book Unbought and Unbossed. I got to get the book. And so what happened is, Shirley Chisholm documented how she's a black immigrant, but she documented how they was getting the benefits that black American wasn't getting. You see, and that's what these people do not understand, is that, see, we didn't have a beef with you. Our people thought that if we could get some of you over here, that you would be allies. But turned out, they decided to rock with the enemy and side with the enemy against us. And so now we feel a certain kind of way, as we should. We're not going to sit up here and think, and not only that, it was the Pan-African stuff. I remember this stuff, going to a lot of this Pan-African stuff back in the 90s. It was these Pan-Africans, they were big up, the Africans, the Caribbean, saying that they got their culture intact, but they were saying that black Americans didn't have no culture. And now I tell them, well, what do you think Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Otis Redding, the Supreme, the Temptation Mark, what do you think they carried around the world and everybody loved? They took our culture. That's what they took. And the world loves it. Why is it that more people are influenced by our culture than any other culture around the world? You see, that's what they tend to forget. So don't come to me with this, well, we're jealous or we just can't take criticism. No, it's not that we can't take criticism. It's how you come at us. And we're not, and going forward, we're not dealing with it. And so when people see, because I remember hearing people say that I haven't been on Twitter that long, but when these black immigrants start really, degrading black Americans, and then when people started talking about them because they had their flag on their profile, and quite a number of them began to take those flags down because they didn't want to get flag checked. And trust me, a lot of the brothers and sisters, they flag check them and let them know that the country that they came from do not have it popping. So you come over here to leech off of us. And oftentimes, they were given benefits that our ancestors that we fought for, and they would be black. I'll give you an example. You all remember when, what's his name, Jesse Smollett, when they did that thing up in Chicago. So it was two Nigerians that helped him to do that. Then next thing you know, when all the negative stuff started coming out about them, about, they were having all kinds of little sex escapades with each other and this, that, and whatever. So there were some Nigerians online saying that why they got to say they're Nigerian? Because they are. And see, what happens is, when they do some positive stuff, they want to wave their flag, like, oh yeah, I'm not like them black Americans. But when they do some jacked up stuff, all of a sudden, they just want to become basic black. No, we're no longer doing that. You're gonna, when you do your jacked up stuff, It's going to stay with you and your culture. We are no longer absorbing anybody else's negativity. We don't care where you come from. That is not our job. And so that's what's been going on. And and now that we decided to delineate from these people and say no longer will you do this to us, and we begin to call them out. So that's why some of them are even more angry, because, as I've stated before, Professor James Small, somebody jumped. And Professor James Small doesn't have an axe to grind with anyone. I'll say any black person. But I saw him in a video where he said he was conducting some business with somebody. It might have been a guy, because he and some of the other scholars, they do have some businesses in Ghana. And then so this guy he got a chopped up video of him, and he was trying to explain to, but Professor Small said he did not want to have a dialogue with him. See, once again, they feel that they have the right to criticize us, but we can't even say the truth about them. And that must stop, because we're not going to continue to operate like that. And if they want to sit up and believe what the enemy say about us, instead of coming to us and having that conversation, we're in the hell with them. I'm not going to waste my time with you. The hell with them. So that's how that works. And they need to understand that. So, that's what I just want to say. That, and it's not that and what Professor Small said also, he said that when they come here, they don't go to the black churches. They'll go to a church, they'll develop a church for themselves, and they have always delineated from us. And see, we thought these people, some of these people, I'll say it's not all of them, but we thought they were our friends. Turned out all they're doing is siding with the enemy against us. And so now that we begin to move in a different direction, now all of a sudden it's a problem, because you all remember this guy, Christian Ogunselli, who was Nigerian. He was fooling around with one of these OnlyFans prostitutes, and she stabbed him to death. His family reached out to the black community for support. And when they said, your family member has been saying some derogatory things about us. And they said, well, yeah, but we're not all that way. We're not all doing that about you. We really, whatever. So then someone did some additional investigation and found out that other family members were saying the same thing or worse about us. See, this is something that's ingrained within a lot of those people. And that with this tribalism, see, we were seeing them as like an ally, a friend, someone that we could possibly, work together and do things with. They saw us as another tribe that they had to compete with, and they wanted to try to defeat us any way that they could.
Real quick, original, real quick, because I want to get your opinion on Candace Owens and on that female cop as well too. That's got the $500K for the actual lawsuit settlement.
Candace Owens, she, as DJ always said, she can't come to the cookout. I'm not sorry, but she has gone around the country and crapped on black people for decades. Now all of a sudden, that the white folks that kicked her out and don't want her anymore, now she's trying to come back to us. I saw her in even though I'm not into the church, when I can't call the sister name, when she said something about, God is good. She didn't know what to say after that. That lets you know how disconnected she is from us. She knows she was supposed to say, well, all the time, and what the other stuff that goes on with it. I'm not really in the church. Some of that I forgot now. I still remember some of it, But yeah, and as far as that, Candace Owens should not be given any kind of platform anywhere where black people are meeting and discussing anything regarding them. She has already said that she was Caribbean. She wasn't Black American. She said that we were lazy. We didn't know how to take advantage of opportunities and this, that, and whatever. So no, she's excommunicated. Now, as far as the slutty cop, I knew something like that was going to happen. See, when white women go out and they become very promiscuous, and they get caught. See, the issue was she got caught, and it was some black man that she was going around doing some of this stuff. I think it was black and white, but I know there was some black men mixed into it. So when she got caught, that was her way of trying to get back into the white side of things. Because she said that I think one of the articles said they groomed her. You're a grown ass woman. How somebody gonna groom you? You were a willing participant. You did it because that's what you wanted to do. And but it's sad that this city or county or whatever now has to pay her $500,000 to give her a boost up, as far as to give her an economic boost. But that's just how those white girls are. They go out there, they're some of the most degenerates on the planet. They go, and when they get caught, then they want to scream, "Oh, but I was like, he made me do this." No, she was a willing participant. And I'm gonna land and let someone else come up and speak.
All right, appreciate that. Let me go ahead and get you guys. Like I said, we trying to get a couple new members tonight, so definitely go ahead, and it don't take any time. We got a bunch of people in here that already have memberships as well too. Originals one, Miss Nichols is one, Brother Moku is one as well too. So definitely go ahead and create that membership. Like I say, it don't take any time to go ahead and do it. Go ahead, Professor, you got it.
Yeah, I just want to say, because I think one of the sisters mentioned, I can't remember if it was Miss Cleopatra or Miss Fahima, but I think one of the sisters said that, they don't like to listen to black men trash black women or say negative things about black women. I just want to say to the sisters that when I came up and spoke, my emphasis was on one sister, that is Candace Owens. And sisters that are like Candace Owens who try to tell us what to do, but they're married to what I call the enemy. See, if you're going to speak on black issues and black causes and black pain, black struggle, you better be right there with us all the way. Because that's just like me. If I'm going to come into spaces and come into different areas where black people are, and I'm going to speak on our issues and what we need to be doing to better our people, I need to be coming with a strong black woman beside me as we battle the forces of white supremacy around us. Because both black men and black women are being targeted when it comes to white supremacy. And we need to be in this battle as one. So Candace Owens cannot speak on our issues with a white man. Somebody who is privileged in America and they don't have the same type issues that we as black Americans or black are having to face in this country. She's married to a Caucasian man who has it made. See, they can move around and get things that we can't get. They are that privileged class group, whatever you want to call them. So when she is coming around on these different shows and different media outlets speaking on black issues, she needs to come correct and say, you know what? Maybe I need to step aside on this because I'm married to this Caucasian man over here and I need to just shut my damn mouth. That's what she needs to do. Is there any way we can trade her over to the other side? Because was it that?
She's not black, so there's no need for a trade.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, there it is, family. And I land my plane there. But I just wanted to make sure that the sisters understood that I love black women. I listen to black women, but I'm not going to listen to black women that are like Candace Owens that come with this telling us what we should be doing, but yet you land up with other oppressor. Somebody who definitely is a part of the system that oppresses black people. Okay? So I'm not going to listen to somebody like Candace Owens. No. Now, give me a sister like Angela Davis. That's right. Give me a sister like that. You know? Give me a sister like a Sister Soldier. There you go. Now we're talking about black women that I can listen to. Give me a sister like a Sister Trouble down there. Yeah, now. Give me a sister like Sister Rilla.
We grounded.
All the sisters that you see come up in these spaces that I hear talk and bring that fire, those are the sisters that I'm going to listen to, not a Candace Owens.
Shout out to She Mean Biz. Shout out to She Mean Biz down there.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to all the sisters in this space, by the way. Much love to all of you. I'm going to land my plane right there.
All right. Let me give a shout out real quick to Coach TP for his contribution on Cash App. DJ, I know you had your hand up before. You want to go ahead and say something? I'm going to get to Miss Cleopatra.
I'll go after the sister. Go ahead.
Okay, Miss Cleopatra, you go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to say this too. You say married to a black woman. Was that include like an African? Because I know when I was on Clubhouse, and before that I worked at a university, and I'll be talking to the kids, and I'll be trying to interview them, and and I was working there because that's what I do. I talk to people. So some of the kids say, Miss Bell, I don't date Black American men. I date Africans. I said, what? And so should you. I said, this is interesting. So I went on about my business in ADOS, and I was trying to tell people about ADOS, and I met a mature woman, and she said, I saw ADOS on Facebook. She said, but there's some Africans here. I'm dating a Nigerian. And she said, you still cute, and so should you. I said, what? This is interesting. She took what I said about ADO and she went on about her business. So when I went on Clubhouse and started talking to people, and I'm talking to the women, and some of the people want to talk to me because I'm sending them stuff, because Clubhouse is crazy. It was a crazy app. And so what I did was I started interviewing some of the women, and some of the ADOS women were dating Africans and Nigerians. Some of these women were hardcore. They were angry. They were mad. They would get in rooms with these Nigerians, and they would trash Black American men, people. I said, what in the world is going on? And so I did write a piece called Animosity. Just talking about that subject gets people very upset. You want to get angry with me. I've been called every type of name from Black Americans. And I'm telling you, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you do, some of the women are going to marry Black folks, but they're going to be Nigerians, they're going to be Africans. And those are things that people should talk about as well. Because to me, Black American women who marry foreign Black men are problematic. They're just problematic. Look at Michelle Obama. Some women are not going to stand up to a man. This whole thing, we tough, we all this, yeah, whatever. But if you get one that's going to suck your toe, you may not be as tough to him. You're not going to be as tough to him, especially if he comes from Nigeria, whatever. He's talking about his sad problems, whatever. For me, I don't date them. Yeah, I got a proposal. You want a citizenship? I was like, you got to be kidding me with this. I'm not trying to get with you like this. What is this? And so it's so much that goes on in dating and mating, and that could be another call and another conversation. And Black men who date white women, because all data states, and I put it on my blog, and some people want to get upset about it. What you gonna do to me? I just report information. I keep telling y'all I miss my calling being a librarian, but my friends are librarians. Okay. All data states after the Civil Rights Movement, Black American men, as their income rose, they started dating white women. That's the data. That's out there. Pew says it. Everybody says it. So I I don't know.
The vast majority, the vast majority of black men are married to black women, though.
But that may be fine. That may be true. But I said high earners, and I can send you that information. And I'll send you that piece I wrote called Animosity. But people had a lot of animosity towards me because some Black American women are going to marry Africans and they're going to marry Caribbeans. And from my perspective, that can be very problematic. And we have to kind of have a conversation with them. So women say, hey, please don't throw us under the bus. Please don't do that, because that's what they will do. I don't know what it is about that African love, Caribbean love, but no. And these people are preying on some of these women because of the situation. Now, I'm going to land my plane right here. It was Joe Biden and gang members put the crime bill in place. I worked in a prison. Whole bunch of black folks, black males in there. It made me sick to my stomach because all I could think is these Negroes need to be making a mortgage payment. You know, my dad had 3 jobs. We had a house. We had a car. I didn't grow up in extreme poverty. My parents were trying to get along. They tried to do things. But we had a house. He was able to get a house. Brand new house. We had a car. I had clothes. I had money. You know, I got Pell Grant. I went to school. So that's a whole nother conversation about the whole dating thing that I just had to put out there. And I will send you the piece called Animosity. Because some people want to have all this hatred towards me. And these are Black Americans, but these are conversations that have to be talked about.
All right. Thank you, Miss Cleopatra. I see we got
Newstoter, I gotta go downstairs for a little bit. I'm gonna come back.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right. Trouble, go ahead and unmute your mic. Trouble, how you doing tonight? And let me know what you think about the topics.
Hey, Newstoter, how's everybody doing? Shout out to the room.
What's up now? What's up?
Chilling like a villain, just getting in the house so I can finally speak up in the cut. So, yeah, I want to address the topics because it's a little crazy. Sometimes it only takes one panty to come in the room and just change the whole nature of the conversation. Like, none of the topics get addressed because they want to inform the Negroes in the room that, you know, what you said, he wasn't a Democrat. And I just want to let you know you said it wrong. But anyhow, Candace Owens is a grifter. She is a forever grifter. I pretty much agree with everybody's statement on Candace. So I'm just gonna say that, you know, grifting is real and it pays well and it's nice and Candace have been getting paid for a very long time to do her grifting thing, and we all know that she's only doing Black podcasts because white folks mad at her now, and you know she's still trying to gain a little monetary love. So we gonna move on next. We already know what it is. Godfrey on Unity. I agree with the brother FBA Trey. And a lot of the other people who spoke as far as, you know, being cautious when it comes to other people speaking on our specific issues. But I agree with him in the sense that we have some non-Black Americans who grew up in Black American culture and who are more allies than they are enemies, who can speak on certain things. And to a degree, I feel like what I see a lot of times is if we're posting videos from white folks who's speaking on our business, who should be in our business, but they speaking on it, but we'll use their videos to say, hey, he gets it. See, even white folks say it. Or there's like that Asian woman that's all over TikTok that, you know, she checking her people on, you know, Black American culture and history and other supremacists, you know, the Asian supremacists and the white supremacists, and I see a lot of us reposting her videos. So if we can take that truth juice coming from these people, then we should be able to take it from somebody like a Godfrey. You don't have to like him, you don't have to love him, but truth is truth, and sometimes there's other people who can't speak that truth. Where we get into the weeds of it is when you have like a Candace Owens that's doing the whole we thing, when Candace is an I person. She's all about I. She's not about we, and she's proven that. You know, because people like the grift, and that's what she is. So I'm not a 100% big Godfrey fan, but what he was saying, he wasn't 100% wrong. At the same time, you know, us Black folks, we not white folks. So we do what we do differently. If we call each other out publicly, that's what we do. And maybe one day we'll get to a place where we can, kind of keep some of these beefs behind closed doors, but we're in the year of Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. So, I mean, right at this point, it is what it is. As far as the slutty cops, well, I agree with Toter. She got paid big time because she's a white woman, and that's what white women do. They put themselves in these precarious positions, and then they cry victim when they get caught and busted. And so the that Negroes they were grooming me, they was, and they showed me the big black cocks, and oh my God, I lost my mind, and I wanted it, and I didn't know what to do. I was scared when I gave them the hoodie. I was scared, I was, so she played her card, and white folks did. If it was just white men that had played around with that hoodie, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it would have went a little bit different, but there was more black men than not. And so if you remember way back in the days, and I can't give you a year, because I'm just saying way back in the days, they used to put white women into asylums for speaking their mind or having an opinion, or if they came up against their husband, if they exerted any type of common sense, and they would say that they were going through nymphobia. They would claim them to be having some type of sexual thing that was impeding their minds and their thought processes. And so they were sticking them bad boys inside of insane asylums because of it. So white folks have always looked at white women that anytime they do something, it is attributed to hypersexuality, and that hypersexuality is a mental disease. It's a mental condition. It means you are mentally off or whatever. So I can see why they, paid her that money, because it has to be that mental psychology of nymphobia that, tainted her mind. It wasn't that big black glorious God that the white girl was trying to get, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. And so that's all I have to say about the slutty cop. I mean, pimping ain't easy, but the sister show made it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it was easy, sorry, but it was, it was a little bit easy, you know what I'm saying? She got them funds, get that money, girl, but you're gonna pay for that in the end. You're gonna get that putty to somebody who's gonna tear it out the frame, and it ain't gonna be the same, and the doctor got nothing to cure for you. So, and I land right there. Y'all stay on top. Damn.
All right.
All that cussing.
All right.
Could say, damn, DJ, hush.
All right. All right. Trouble came through. Let me go ahead and get to Rella. Rella, what's going on tonight?
Hey, Newstoter. Hey, DJ. Hi, Original.
How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Brother Moo. And all of my wonderful black girls. Hey. I'm maintaining Professor. I haven't heard your voice in such a long time. It is so good to hear your voice. I wanted to tell you that someone was looking for you, and I let them know, I was saying a prayer because we hadn't heard from you. So I'm really, really joyful that we got to hear your voice tonight. So as much as you have admiration for us, we definitely have admiration for you. Shout out to Black, definitely Black, and all of the descendant men in the circle, and all of the beautiful women, brown, deep browns, light browns, red browns. I'm talking to all y'all. Shout out to all you all. I'm gonna lay it down like this. Candace Owens' wake-up call, I think, from my perspective, started coming some time ago. When they start to actually embrace you in and bring you in, that fall is hard. And it's been hard for a lot of our people who, thought that they had access. And I know some people say, she ain't Black American, she's mixed. One parent's, I think, African, and other parents Black American. So when we have these conversations and we're looking at people who are melanated, and we're and people get into the arguments with different groups of people, Black Americans have again proved
how our voice has always been the great equalizer when it comes to revolutions and when it has come to what it looks like to stand up right to demonic forces. Candace Owens is caught up in the web, and her fall is hard, and it's going to be hard. And when you come out to be an enemy of the community that you have benefited from, that's a bit that she has to lie in. You'll never hear me call her out her name on public. Maybe she done said some stuff, and I, maybe said some things behind the scenes. But I don't agree with her trying to come back in and find a different platform, to stay relevant. If you have never stood on, and I'm using, what is the T.I.'s son, shout out to him, he's a little influencer, even though, that boy needs some counseling. She never really stood on business. That's the new term everybody using now. She never really did. I think, like Trouble said, as Trouble said, you have people who are going to go get the bag. They have no moral compass on how harmful they're willing to go get the bag to our community. And that's the reason why we have to build up a fortress so that we are able to deflect and denounce people like that. Godfrey. Godfrey speaks from his perspective. Even though his parents, I think it's one parent, either it's one parent or both. I think he talks about his dad. His dad is from Nigeria. I believe it's one. I think he's mixed too.
Both his parents are Nigerian.
Are they?
I believe so. Yeah, both of them.
I could have sworn it was only one, but if they are, hey, he was born here, I think, right, or more. So he has more of a westernized cultural view from growing up here. And so at the end of the day, I can stomach his perspectives because I can hear what he has to say, because he actually recognizes a lot of the harms that we've gone through. And you got to remember, these people are not a monolith. They have their own perspective. We don't have to like it. We don't have to listen to it, but we definitely need to know what people are saying. And we definitely need to be putting out the correct information if they're not speaking correctly. That is what bees and ants and Mother Nature does, and we have to get into that aspect of being the same way, finding a way to really make sure that we're denouncing people who decide to be off topic. The unity. Let me see. 500K for slutty cop. White women still doing what they do best. They still doing what they do best. I really don't. It shouldn't be a surprise. That's why the conversation around, if you get with a white woman in Kanye's songs, when you get on, you leave for a white woman. Black man put it in the music. Someone who says that he's a black man put it in a song. Black men definitely tell us the truth when they feeling away. I will say that. Now, do we all follow all black men? No. Just like we don't follow all black women. But some things you call a spade, as my dad would say. And you don't take no wood nickels. That woman got her money. She embarrassed her entire family. Because 4 or 5 things could be true at the same time. And at the same time, she gave up her jewels. And I think there was a black man and a couple of black men that was in on doing that with her. So, I mean, hell, they was all sluts at the end of the day. And it sounds like it was an exchange. If she got 500K paid for them firing her for having sexual relations with however many men. I mean, it's not a law against that. It's not. Now, would she have made it as a lady of the night? Probably not. Not with that face. But I'm just saying, don't participate in degenerate behavior. You don't want to have to pay. And they paid. Now, we can talk about the black women that were fired, murdered, killed. They never got no money. But maybe that's a story for another day. So, I'm always on topic when it comes to, if you're talking about a specific person, keep that on that specific person. Don't paint that brush on everybody. Because we ain't all the same. We not. And I'll end.
All right. Thank you, Rella. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get it to original. We ain't going to keep the space going open too much longer, but I did want to ask this. How long, because I know, some people still refer to Godfrey as being an immigrant, even though he was actually born over here. His parents were immigrants. But how long is it before, how many generations does it take before you stop looking at someone as being an actual immigrant? That's a question I want to pose. But original, go ahead and unmute your mic. You got it.
I just want to say this. I know with sister, she's not in this space anymore. I don't see her. But she mentioned something about Black American women marrying Black foreigners. And I know the majority of Black people, they marry Black American people. And I think we have to begin to keep an eye on that. And if you need to get yourself, where you go to the library or you buy a book, but get you some books on psychology and how to express to your children, the necessity of marrying, one of their own versus marrying some other one. Because see, when you look at like what happened in Hawaii, when the whites came to Hawaii, King Kamehameha would not give up their indigenous spiritual system and take on their garbage. But see, once King Kamehameha made that transition, they moved away from his teaching, and that's how they lost Hawaii. You see, because I remember when I left Georgia to move to California, I walked outside I was going to my car to get something. I left in my car, and I walked outside. I just had my socks on. I said, "Oh, Mama's gonna get me." I ran back inside and put shoes on, but then I realized that I was no longer in Georgia, and my mother couldn't see me. But it was what was instilled in me that caused me to go back inside and put those shoes on. And so I just think that we have to be very careful, and for those that have children, just make sure that you have those conversations with your child and let your child know, do it in the best way that you can. Don't go in like a bully, say, don't you do that, because that's going to turn them against it, and that's going to make them go. It's going to create friction and cause them to go down a road you may not want them to go down. But just understand that we don't have anyone. We are all we have. We don't have anyone else. There's no one coming to save us but us. And we have to make sure that we try to keep ourselves intact and make sure that the people coming behind us are left with the proper devices to make sure that they can take care of themselves. And I'll end with that.
I want to read two comments real quick from YouTube, one from Nightfall and one from AJ. Nightfall says, Godfrey rightly or wrongly has a mindset of being on code and living a B1 lifestyle. In that way, he is one of us until he proves otherwise. And then you had AJ, he says, Godfrey kept it 100 about the way Africans get down. So those are two comments I just wanted to touch up on from Nightfall and AJ over there as well. Nightfall says, Candace is a perfect example of a homegrown immigrant. Unlike Godfrey, she is willing to grift and overlook white supremacy in order to get a paycheck and a white pat on the head. So, he's making that, he's making the correlation between Godfrey and Candace Owens as well, too. So, you know, I can't really say I disagree much on that because Candace Owens, she definitely is looking for approval. So that is pretty much spot on. I can't disagree with you what you just said there, Nightfall. So I definitely agree 100%. Let me say, let's see if we got anybody else because we're gonna get ready to close this thing out in a second.
Yeah, let me get it down real quick. So, just to be quick, so Candace Owens, not black, black mommy, you know what I'm saying? You Dominican or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
She ain't Dominican. I think she's St. Thomas or something.
That's the Godfrey jokes that you miss. Y'all be missing a punch.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
This is why y'all was shocked when Cat Williams said everything he said. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brother, somebody over here said, how you know that white chick, she might have an ugly face, but how you know that thing ain't wet? She might be the top dog on the strip.
See, DJ, that's your problem. That is exactly my problem. You're going to end up paying her $500K.
I'm not trying to make you. You're going to end up paying her $500K. Look, and it's crazy because women like myself in trouble can't even get $500K put in our damn DMs and cash apps and shit. But this woman, this woman can get $500K for sleeping around. I'm just saying, for giving up the box, opening the purse. And here it is, I'm conservative, selective, and I can't even get $500K. Hey, we got our black owned.
There's something wrong with that picture. I'm just saying. I mean, she gonna live an easy life after being a hoe. I'm just saying. Y'all making it easy for this stuff to happen. And I'm not specifically saying y'all on this call. I'm saying people, men who open the door and participate in that way, paint the picture that that's what y'all want. That y'all will put people in position to live an easy life or a struggle life as long as they're available in all kinds sorts of the words. Instead of painting the picture and demonstrating that majority black men are married to black women. See, I would rather see that in action versus us always saying it. We could do both at the same time. Make that pop. Make that, influence that in the media. Show what that actually looks like. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Well, if you're married to a black woman, then you are being about it. I mean, that's your actions there. So I mean, anybody in the space that has a black wife, whether the media talks about it or covers it or whatever, you're living it. So you are the actual
She ain't gotta be a life partner.
Huh?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying she ain't gotta be white because I know some people want multiple. I'm just saying show that more. Let that be the culture of our community, is that's what we're putting out. We're putting out that we are loving on each other. We are making sure that we're taking care of exactly what Original said, and then add that to the actionable things that we need to do. Because if Becky over here gets 500,
he also said that too. 42.
DJ is the type of dude that I would have to be like, listen, I love you, but you're gonna live on a house outside of the community. Keep it up.
Brother Moku, go ahead. You got it, Moku.
Hold on, let me finish real quick. Because I was just busting a joke and shit. Don't man, excuse my French, but yeah. So we already just said that when we had that other space before. She gonna get paid. It is what it is. Moving on. You know what I'm saying? Candace Owens, not black. You know what I'm saying? You Dominican, mommy or something. That's what Godfrey said. Black people, they do Dominican. I'm Dominican. You know what I'm saying? And look, Godfrey one of us, because he ain't never really disrespect no one that I could really have seen. And if that is the case, then why ain't black women getting on like Keenan Ivy Reigns? If that I'm gonna get you sucker hotel scene at the ultimate clown on black women, then we got to start doing it on everybody. So I know Godfrey probably said some off code stuff. That's just off code. You know what I'm saying? We got to correct him if we feel like he one of us. You know what I'm saying? There's another brother too. Shout out to TD Hip Hop. You know, he hates your homie. He advocated for reparations for black descendants harder than some of us be advocating. So again, the only tether knack is those that are against us in our reparations claim. There you go, man. Are you?
You got it, Moku.
One more thing. Hold his life, y'all. Don't forget.
You better stop it, DJ.
Shout out to the liquor store. No,
the book gonna get you.
You got.
Anybody want to donate to the beautiful sisters in the room? Check our profiles, our cash apps.
I'm looking at. I'm on that cameo scene.
You can imagine what it looks like. Imagine what it looks like. You tell them, look, you just imagine what that girl's thing smell like. Imagine ours smell like gold and potpourri.
Oh yeah, I know y'all smell like flowers because I love the black women. Single like.
Unfortunately, ladies, it don't work that way. Men are visual creatures, so we want to help you. Like the old going says, we want to help you, but first you got to help yourself. Let me go ahead and get the brother Moku.
Oh, there's Miss Parker. I know what I want, and I see it's what I want. This is my Rodney brother. Tell him about Rodney Nation Radio, Moku. Go ahead, man.
Right. Definitely Rodney Nation Radio. We got to do it next episode. I got to get about it.
Come to stick that thing up, girl.
Yeah. But I will say this, as far as Godfrey go, I haven't heard exactly what he said. I haven't seen this episode on CC yet. I'm going to watch that. I met Godfrey in person. We went to see him a few times. Stand-up comedian B. So as far as what he said what he said.
Hey, roll your window up, bro. Roll your window up.
Yeah, and Candace Owens, oh my bad.
On the road again.
So with that being said, the 500K for the slutty cop. I'm gonna say this. I think this is a clear example of why we should start identifying as we are. We are victims of racism, white supremacy. It seems like most people, or the number 3 people that get paid, is victims, sluts, and victims. So we are victims of racism, white supremacy, Jewish friends. We ain't none of that. We victims of racism, white supremacy, and it's time for them to cut out fucking check. They knocking down bridges. They blowing up bridges and doing all types of crack, and all under the guise of we ain't got to do some racism, white supremacy. So this is a clear-cut case. So we need to give everybody else, hey, we even got money to get sluts. You know what I'm saying? We ain't giving them money to victims of racism, white supremacy. So I feel like it's time for us to get on that or else type shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time for the or else. And so I think I want to land there because it's a lot of little fuckery going on. And I'm looking to see pointing fingers and benefits, and most importantly, who's being harmed. That's not being talked about a lot. A lot of distractionary conversations going on, but I like that we at least trying to stay a little bit more focused. But we definitely got to get down to the punishing effect. The benefits, and let's start charging and criminalizing these real criminals.
You low, Moku. You real low.
No, I was just saying I land there, because it is loud.
All right. On that note,
Did you get everybody?
who was that speaking?
This is KNC. I didn't know if I went downstairs for a little bit. I didn't know if you were here. Around everybody.
All right, KNC, I'll let you, because I didn't even know you was up here. But go ahead. I'll let you give you a couple minutes, and we're gonna close it out for the night. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I guess we're going for a little while. Yeah. So I'm not really sure why Candace Owens needs black people. She's got a rich white husband. She's good. She got a rich white father-in-law. She doesn't need us. So the fact that she was on the Breakfast Club, Joe Budden, running around doing the hey big head, trying to do the reach back, that's a little bit confusing because she should be good. she's over there with a white man, and they're her leader, and she's got a rich husband, so she really shouldn't need us for anything. That being said, she's demonstrated herself as a complete traitor and sellout, bootlick, and everything else. She's the same woman who lied about Aubrey. She justified Breonna Taylor getting killed. Same thing with George Floyd. She's the same woman that said there's no racism in America, while she's sitting there on the Breakfast Club talking about, I never said that. That's exactly what she said. That's how I got turned on to Candace Owens, by the way, because when she first started popping off, I was like, who is this woman and what is she talking about, and why do white people love her so much? Because she was running around saying exactly that. And I was like, okay, she's one of them. All right. And the thing with Candace Owens is, look, there's no issue criticizing black people as it relates to bad behavior, things that we can improve on, issues and problems that we have. I'm all about that, because you can't fix problems if you don't identify them and criticize them and then actually try to challenge people to do better. Here's what she does, though, and she's not the only one. A lot of white people do this too. White people, non-black people. What they do is they'll sit here and talk about the problem. No fathers in the home, crime, kids falling out of high school, all this other stuff, right? But they never get to the point of why those problems exist in the first place. This girl, she always mentions stuff like, the 1960s Great Society programs. Women, or basically, all women were incentivized to have babies without husbands, all this other stuff, this, that, and the third. Look, they got the outcomes that they were actually trying to get. So, thinking about, the outcomes, meaning that what they do is they dismiss the fact that, the white-led United States government actually helped create a lot of these problems. We can argue about black people and their individual and collective behavior and responsibility. We can also make that point too. But what everybody leaves out when they criticize black people, they never point to how, the United States government helped create all these ghettos, how the United States government took all the jobs away, how they put drugs in the black neighborhoods, the crime bills, how they, introduced what is called the modern day, new age, modern prison industrial complex. Like, they leave all of that stuff out. So all they do is they just point to, y'all got this problem over here, you got this problem over here, you got this problem over here. Okay, so let's get to the point of the actual problem and how and why it became the problem in the first place, and then let's go ahead and work towards a solution. They're not trying to do that. The whole point is just criticize black people, dump on black people, and just paint black people as a problem race in America, so that way they can use that as a way to justify mistreating, abusing, and even killing black people. That's really all it is. So that's what she was doing, and that was her, basically her whole shtick. She's the same thing as Larry Elder, Jessica Peterson, Brandon Tatum, all of them, right? All of those bootlicks that do what it is they do. And now that she's been kicked out of the whites got rid of her, now she's coming back with Hey Big Head text. Hey Big Head, what y'all doing over here? I want to see y'all winning. Okay, so where was if she wanted to see us win, okay, then she should have started. That's the way she should have started. But that's not what she did. So then that's I got a lot more to say on Candace Owens, but I'll go ahead and stop right there with that. And then as it relates to Godfrey, I guess about half and half on him, because I've seen him be an advocate, but at the same time, I've heard you guys say that he's done some stuff, and I hadn't really seen it, and you guys didn't really identify what it is he said and done. So I got to look at that a little bit more. But I've seen him be more of an advocate versus an adversary. Now, that being said, because of who he is and where he's from and his background, he's still something. He's just like I would say, some of the second and third generation immigrants. They're subject to the upbringing of their parents and grandparents and the influence that they get from the people that they grew up around and in their community. So they'd actually have to go against their anti-blackness and racism that they have against and little whatever animosity they have towards Black Americans, or at least native-born Black Americans or FBA, and they'd have to rise above that, knowing that that's something that they were taught. Then they got to work against it. So mostly from what I've seen from Godfrey is him actually do that. But then again, you guys are saying that he's been adversarial at times. So I don't know if he's done that in the way of jokes. Is that what you guys are referring to, or is he just outright statement? I myself,
like I say, I've never actually heard it. So a couple people on YouTube said that they heard him say some stuff as well, but I've never actually heard him say it, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so that's something we probably want to look into. And I would say the next thing, he does pop up on regular people, well, not some regular people, but there's some. He was on a live stream that I was on, and he seemed pretty in line with what it is we were talking about. But it was more as it relates to that Rhoda Osmond situation with that Somali woman and the Greek lady and all this other stuff. And then as it relates to that woman, the pass around cop, look, she knew she was doing something wrong. She was married. She had a husband, all this other stuff. She was playing around on her husband, and she's going to do that. But between the police department, the white woman victimhood, and then the fact that there were black men involved. See, that probably was a spin right there. If there had been no black men involved, she'd been properly and duly punished and just released, and they'd be like, look, you're out here having sex with everybody, you got to go. But because there were black men involved, I suspect that's how she was to spin it, to the victim narrative and say that she was coerced and all this other stuff. And then basically she went from, this high-level professional, highly trained, she got guns and tasers and nightsticks and all this other stuff, to basically I'm just a little girl. I don't know what it is I'm doing, and I'm the victim and all this other stuff. And there are women who can go from that all the way to basically I don't have no responsibility in this situation, and basically y'all need to pay me. And white women can do that very well. You guys mentioned that black women can't get away with that. Maybe the Hispanic women, I don't know. Asian women can probably kind of slide by a little bit, but we know that's not going to fly with black women. That's not how black women. Black women don't have that privilege, and that's not going to. Even if they're not at fault, and somebody actually did take advantage of them, they're going to try to spin it to make it seem like black women have done something wrong.
Hey, KC, let me get you to land your plane because we're going to be closing this out in a second.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I'll stop right there. That's good. But yeah, I'll stop right there.
All right. I was going to let KC be the last speaker for the night, but Iconic, you just got your hand up here, so I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we're going to, like I said, we're going to get ready to close this space out. But go ahead.
What's going on? I don't need 2 minutes. It's going to be quick and brief. So basically what people in the uproar with Godfrey, what he said, I got food in my mouth. I'm eating. And I thought he was going to keep on speaking. But what people were mad about with Godfrey is the fact that he includes himself as one of us. So when he says hip-hop, that's black people stuff. So he's saying everybody in general. So that's what people are trying to tell you. That's what he's saying. So when it comes to hip-hop, lifestyle, and stuff like that, everything is black. We're all one. It's like that Pan-African nonsense, basically.
All right. And I said I was gonna close it out, but then Rella, she put her hand up. So go ahead, Rella, real quick. I'm gonna give you a minute.
Okay. Yes, sir. I just wanted to respond to Iconic. So I get it, and I understand that there's people who do believe that, that's what he said, but he also positions himself and says that he's from parents that are from another country, but he himself has grown up, and I think that's what Casey's point was, is that because of his environment, he has a hard time trying to separate himself from, or the delineation from the two when he's speaking, because of what he's been brought up around and how he was influenced. Matter of fact, I was just reading an article where his parents influenced him actually look at more and more Black American content creations, influences, musicians, artists, comedians, and that was pushed in his household. And so if that's the case, then he's going to portray and emulate what he knows. That's what children do as they grow up. They're like sponges. And so that's the point in reference to when you're having these conversations about other groups of people who then become, harmful to us. Well, you have had white folks who were breastfed, and that was a thing during slavery. And they come out starting talking about, I remember Mima and all this other stuff. Remember, they have these inclinations. It's when they actually start to become so detrimental, like Candace Owens, for the bag. Godfrey did not talk like Candace Owens. That's not what I hear from him when I heard him talk. Matter of fact, he was speaking fact when he said he went over to China or Japan, one of them, and he said that and he met with I think it was one of their mafia or their gang. He somehow was in the who was it? Was it the Yakuza? Who was it?
Yes.
Yes, and he said that one of the head guys he met with
Japanese, not China.
Well, I said Japanese or Chinese. I wasn't sure which one. So you don't have to. It's not a challenge on that because you can look it up yourself. I'm just point of reference. And so I'm saying to you that he literally said, "Hey, this is what these folks think," and he said, "Yeah, I can see that because there is a conversation we always have about support. We having support in our community. That was what he was talking about. That I thought people were mad about, but him." Transition his words when he's speaking because he grew up around Black Americans in our community. He's going to have a hard time delineating because he can't see himself as a Nigerian. You know, he had 2 Nigerian parents because he was pushed into our community to grow up and be influenced by our culture.
Wait, hold on. That's longer than a minute.
I'm sorry, but I had to make my point.
Let me say this real quick.
Real quick.
Yep. This is real quick. I am a father. I've been saying the N-word my whole entire life. Okay? I just literally started saying the N-word again. Before my son was born, I literally said, I don't want him to say that word, so I'm going to stop saying it. My son is now 10. And I had to think about it and see exactly where we come from, how we switched the word around and made it our own for me to actually justify me even saying the word again. Okay, so if I can do that for 10 years, Godfrey can get over it right now. That's all I'm trying to say.
Alrighty.
DJ, you gonna open that space?
No.
I don't know. I ain't getting no DM pictures, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can hit my cash up, but ain't never free.
Oh.
I put it down in the post, Newstoter. Don't get
Hey, Rella, your cash app, that cash app look pretty long. Is your cash app look pretty? Is that all one word, or did I miss something? Your cash app.
It's all one word.
Okay, because I see experiment. I'm like, damn, that's a long like that. I know that's not.
Not the experiment.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what?
ATP. What you talking about?
I saw that at the end. It said it had that, then it said experiment. I'm like,
I said it's an experiment.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna experiment to see how many hits I get.
No, okay.
For not being a hoe or a slut. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh boy. Rella, when you get a chance, sweetie, don't forget to join the membership as well too. You, Trouble, Professor, guys, definitely go ahead and join the platform. Like I say, it is very, very cheap. It's $1.75 a month. If you want to take the cheapest route, you can support that much. So you guys don't have to worry about cash apping. Like, hey, I'm gonna pay total $1.75 a month, and he can take his Black self elsewhere, and it'll be appreciated. It'll be appreciated, guys. So
I'd rather cash app you a couple of times a month because I'm not good at paying. I'm trying to pay these credit cards off, and I don't want to see nothing else hit my card.
And I'm with Trouble, Newstoter. You know I'm trying to get this magazine off the ground, so I'd rather just hit your cash app.
No.
Bing, bing, bing,
Okay.
bing, bing, bing.
Well, I still, though, guys, even though I still want to try to build up a database as well, too. So I want it that way as well, too. But I can understand what y'all are saying. I can definitely understand that. But I want to get a database of actual people so we can actually build a community on the actual site as well, too. So that's the main thing that I want. Yeah, you want to get the monthly income coming in, but you also want to get a database so we can start the content and stuff like that. We can start making stuff actually go viral right off the actual site too. So that's actually a goal as well to form your own community on the site as well too. So that's why I want to go ahead and get it to that point. But I can understand what you sister's saying as well too on that part now, as well.
That's a newstoter.com or is that Newstoter here on Twitter?
No, that's the newstoter.com. That's the actual. Yeah, that's the actual site itself. And it's just all you're doing is creating a profile, and on there you can comment on posts. You can give a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can rate 5-star, 4-star. So it's just a way of trying to actually get our people together where we can actually start coming together. In case you ever get banned on one of these social media sites, we can still have a hangout or whatever as well too. And we can perhaps start organizing some stuff off of the actual internet as well too. So that's what we're just trying to go ahead and form and trying to get it to that point. But like I say, I definitely understand what you guys saying on that. But on that note, DJ, are you open? Are you doing a space tonight?
No, everybody should check their DMs. I already hit them with some. You definitely doing the space at with them.
Okay. So on that note, guys, I do appreciate you guys all coming out as always. Who got a space? You say Moko got a space?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Brother Moku got a space going on. So on that note, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to shut it down, but we will be back tomorrow night for another space. So I appreciate all you guys as always coming out. And this was another good space. If y'all missed the one yesterday on Diddy, definitely check it out. I saw what it said on Newstoter. I didn't tweet it out, but I did from one of our curation partners, Hip Hop DX. They said that apparently Diddy has sold his last shares of the Revolt as well, too. So, I guess he's trying to get his.
Where Black Pressure at? He missing all the action.
Now Pressure chilling. He chilling tonight. He probably at the gym working it out right now. But he sold his stuff or whatever. And I got some of the brothers telling me like, hey, Toto, you think that maybe they went after Diddy to take the heat off of Nickelodeon? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the way this thing is developing, I'm pretty sure we'll be doing another space on this Diddy situation, guys, like we did tonight with the cop, the female cop. It was months ago, and we touched up. And matter of fact, the Diddy space yesterday, months ago we said that, hey, I said that when Diddy settled this thing, that this is going to be a avalanche, and sure enough, it is an avalanche. So we'll be back tomorrow, guys, Wednesday night. Everybody, y'all check out Brother Moku's space. We're going to go ahead and end this thing tonight. So peace. Thank you to the co-hosts. Thank you to the speakers, the listeners. Thank you for those that supported on Cash App. We still trying to get the membership. So if those that want to join the platform, definitely go ahead. I tweeted it out. Go ahead and sign up. It'll take you less than a minute to create an account, guys. So peace. Be safe, everybody. Have a good night.